Yo, yo. What's poppin', everybody? What's good? Got a little Hell Let Loose action coming at you. HCA is getting started, 2025 version. Let me just double check, make sure everything's good. Guys, I have got a special guest. This is the first time in a long time I've had somebody join me on a stream, and I'm glad he reached out to me. I'm sure you guys already know he's a caster and a player himself. He's a full-time streamer, I believe, or he's working towards that status, full-time streamer from the UK, none other than It's Mono. So what's up, buddy?
Hello. Yeah, what's up, guys? That is almost spot on. Yeah, we play a ton of this game. We've been in the casting scene for around a year, so I'm really pleased at this co-cast. I think it's going to be a really great match for us both to get kind of input in, and a great kind of time to do it as well. Week 1 of HCA, like you said, this is going to be a really great tournament ahead of us this summer. So yeah, really excited to see what both Helios and 82 have to bring to the table.
Yeah, you were saying off camera that it's a pretty even matchup between the two teams. I kind of know Helios. Now, I know they've gone through some transitions. Maybe they've lost a few players. And you said you've known or know 82nd AD pretty well. So what are you expecting to see? I've got some ideas.
Actually, for sure, this actually will be my 4th or 5th cast of both these teams together. Last time I cast was maybe 4 or 5 months ago on Karantan, where Helios actually partnered with ROTN. So it was Reg of the Helios against 82, and that was a very, very close fought game over Town Center. I think 82 have transitioned into a really formidable team. They have a very, very, very good roster. A lot of these players have been playing for a year, 2 years, 3 years together. You have one of the best commanders in the game, in my opinion. Baby Burn has been around for
the infamous
years. The infamous Baby Burn. We'll have to see. We'll have to see if that infamy carries him through today. But definitely, you know, it's no surprise. Obviously, HCA is tiered, right? So it's A, B, C, D, and E. In terms of 4 teams per each division.
Right.
So it's no surprise that 82. Correct. Yeah. So it's no surprise that 82 made it into B together with Helios. I think that this is going to be one of the most closest fought games of this weekend, if I'm honest.
I have to say I agree with that. Yeah. In terms of what I know from Helios, I mean, our commander will be the everybody knows Smithers. He's a caster blowing up right now. Shout out to you, Smithers. Most likely will be commanding. And from what I remember, the tankers were Helios' strength. Not to say that their infantry is not good, but their tankers were exceptional, I'd say. Now, I know that there's been some stuff going on back and forth, and we're going to find out in a few minutes when we go live. But from what I was understanding, I thought maybe some of the tankers might have left. I'm thinking Wix and those guys are still playing. That might change the outcome. I don't know how it's going to play out, but if Wix and his crew are there, it's going to be one banger of a match because SME, we all know meta map, right? Even as it gets. And honestly, for a map like this, I think tanks are going to be the thing that takes the team who wins and pushes them over the finish line. That's what I think.
I think that is completely right, especially when you look at, I mean, this is, I don't think people know this is a checkpoint map. So it's a bottom side mid cap. And there's a lot of open ground to cover. Checkpoint is typically the bread and butter, if you will, of Checkpoint is with those starting medium tanks. The first trade of those medium tanks is going to be really, really critical at controlling the whole road south of Checkpoint, like EF8. And like you said, Wix, it's going to be good to see what Wix has in offer. Like I said, I'm more familiar with the 82 side, so it's actually really good that we kind of get a bit of background in terms of the Helios tank crews. I do have to say, 82 are actually missing 2 of their main gunners in their tanks today. Starlord, who would usually gun on the light tank, and also Memento Mori, who a lot of viewers will probably know, who's been around for a while. He transitioned into 82 about a year ago. He's also not playing today as well. So what I've heard from Starlord is that they are actually bringing in 2 of their new gunners. And we'll have to see what kind of metal they're made of. It's going to be, I think that the tank differential is going to be what decides this map. I do have to say that the rollout in terms of checkpoint bottom side, I think that the German side do benefit a little bit. Checkpoint is fairly even. It's like you said, it's a fairly meta map. But all that traversing over the south side of Creek for the US side can sometimes find, like a lot of the times, a lot of the not so veterans truck drivers will find a little bit of problems in traversing that terrain, and also with rocket snipes and stuff like that coming out, it's going to be really interesting to see what happens in the opener.
Indeed, indeed. So we got our official flip. I'm looking for Mick, who from what I understand changes his name often, and I'm not seeing the guy I'm supposed to get into. I don't know how you're doing on your end.
I was just talking about the open. I actually do not know, but I'm looking through like a lot of these names that I recognize from the 82 boys. I'm trying to find my team. Where's my team?
Yeah, I'm not seeing Mick, so we're both in the same boat. I'm just going to join, and hopefully he just kicks me out.
Just take a look. Who am I? I'm meant to be joining the Arty. That's all I know. So if you're unfamiliar, obviously HCA. A lot of the times, a lot of these teams want to have the full 20 squads available. So as casters, we need to join specific squads so that they have the full ability of those 20 squads. Getting up in more outposts in this kind of high end in HCA is kind of critical for these teams. So. Kind of why it happens. I'm just trying to find where I'm going to be going.
Yeah, just need to make sure all the time. I got to get my clock going, and let's pull up our scoreboard.
I'm meant to be joining King. There we go.
All right, scoreboard's up. It's running. 45 seconds. Just going to do a quick little go over the rules here. Those of you unfamiliar with comp, it is munition, manpower, and fuel nodes all built prior to the start of the match. They are not allowed to be touched in any way. As far as tanks are concerned, just the Tiger will be on display today. The Panther has been banned, and one single artillery gun. Whatever player from either team gets in gun, they're not allowed to leave the gun for any reason, and that's pretty much been the way the rules have been for probably the last several editions of any. Well, we'll say any of the matches. Anyway,
I think that like the Panthers obviously originally got banned because of the reload time. It would be interesting to see if tankers go for the Panther. They brought it back, but I finally got in.
You're in?
So we are ready. Yes.
I'm still in this squad, so I'm just waiting. Anyway, I do have to. Not a lot of time to set up. You know what? They do have these new options to prolong the warm-up phase. I don't know if that's something that teams might opt to do, but I definitely know as a caster I could use a few more seconds getting set up. But anyway, on to the match.
Yeah, the opener garrison is going to be really important here. Creek into checkpoint is pretty strong from the US because they have obviously the front door is just right there. Western approach is a little bit further out. So from checkpoint side, they'll want to get as close to the bottom as they can. They just chuck the truck in on the side of the road.
And if you guys are not aware, obviously I am on the HELIOS side, and Mono is casting or watching the 82nd AD side. So we're both going to be helping one another out and call this match right now.
We should be eyes in the skies for the Mono garrisons later on, but open is very much so. It's a scrap over checkpoint. They'll want to control the house. I think 82's positioning is really interesting. That they decided to send it across the checkpoint crossroad. Helios kind of sitting back a little bit, letting 82 come to them.
It's a bit surprising. I thought that the Allies might have a better chance of getting to the hard cap, but that's not the situation. 82nd is in charge of the strong point currently.
I think the routing through the creek is a little bit more tricky to traverse for Helios in this situation. But they are pretty willing to sit back in. You have a strong cluster of Helios in the north building. Sherman's still up, which is good. That can do a lot of work for Helios to kind of gate as well over crossroads if they need to.
82nd doing a nice job, over 50% capped. And it looks like they're really prioritizing the south as well as the strong point itself. Checkpoint.
Yeah. You have two garrisons going that have gone down on D7 and D8 for 82 over Gambos. They are trying to kind of get full control into the right into the bottom of D8, control the roads, and probably wait for the heavy as well.
And at this time, it's so close. I think Helios has realized the midpoint is lost. First cap looks like it's going to go to 82nd AD in about a second. And there we go. Off start.
Recon on the south side, get the Stewart is getting, or the recon's kind of dipping out. He's trying to see if it can take the Stewart that's one hit in the little trench out on the south side, which is pretty interesting.
Now, Mono, I'm sure you played this quite a few times. Let's talk about, for Helios, probability of getting that recap. I mean, is this one of those maps where it's going to go back and forth a few times, or is this going to be a grindy 3-2? What are your thoughts?
So right now, what Helios needs to be focused on is getting those outposts back down that they would have lost through the flip. Obviously, losing checkpoint, all the outposts would have gone back down. They need to be pushing up from Creek in the trenches, which we see there's like or two squads already on the hard cap. And you just saw just a second ago that they were ticking it up. They really need to focus as well on getting into the soft side of checkpoint on that north side. They can't let 82 take too much control of the town on the north side. Because losing that soft side is you then start to encroach on your fourth point. Typically, checkpoint is a very, very grindy map. It's not until like the heavy start to come out from Helios. They need to get those 76s in the northern side to try and help push that open ground as well. It's very, very, very open. There needs to be a lot of communication between the squads and the heavies. Lots of players probably going to be seen from Warmers on that north side. Kind of
nice shot by Papa. Papa Bear just takes out the recon for 82nd, but 82nd's in a really nice position. They've tucked their looks, it seems, on the hard point. Tucked it away nice, covering the creek. And
I just got in by the Sherman just there on the P4, right over. We are F numpad 6 is what's happening.
Okay, so to the north.
Right over the two houses.
Interesting development. You seeing it? Yes, I'm with you on that. Zooming in. Oh!
Nice takeout.
Panzer 4 down. Forcing the looks to back up just a little bit. Ooh, ripped. Don with the AT rock. Ricks it. Let me ask you, Mono, what do you do with the...
This Sherman is getting hounded by all of these 82.
You pull them back, right? You pull them back and get some cover.
Yeah, you gotta pull back. You gotta get into some cover here. You're one shot to an 80, and the Sherman sidearm is pretty weak. So I wouldn't be surprising if Matt tries to chase this down and get the kill, but Helios should be doing their best to defend the Sherman. You've won the initial medium opener, which is very, very good for Helios. It is huge.
I mean, they're going to need to keep
if they
this.
can try and stabilize, if they can try and stabilize on the stronghold, they need to start. You got Rowdy, all the way south side on the screen, top right for you. We just went down that south side where Wordner is. They can't afford to let the 82 kind of encroach on the south side, but right now I think their focus has to be on hard cap.
I'm really worried for this Sherman. The Sherman needs to get out of there. Curiosity's got the AT loaded up. If he can get a peek, that tank advantage might go by the wayside. There it goes.
That tank is, yeah.
So advantage.
And now Helios needs to fill in the gap. The Sherman was providing like cover for them to be able to make a move a little bit further north. You can has his push up a little bit further north. You have Troffmeister, and a few other squad leaders like still on their side, but they need to fill in that hole on the stronghold.
Yeah, that was a big, I guess, the game within the game. I mean, if that Sherman would have been able to stay up, heal up, maybe it would have been able to deal with these light, because we've got both Luxes sitting on the point, one heading north. So they do have a strong point under control. It looks like the south is completely in their hands. And as I pan around to the north, it looks like they've got basically the whole sector locked. How are you looking over there? 'Cause it looks pretty tough right now for Helios.
So Helios have basically lost half of the. They've lost about a half of their flank, which isn't like a disaster position. They still have the opener garrisons. I don't see any developments from 82 that would suggest that their opener garrisons on Creek have been affected. But the issue that the US have in a lot of these French maps is that there's just so little coverage for them to kind of get. There's only so many creeks, so many shrubbery and bush roads that they can actually funnel into. And this bombing run that's coming out from Helios is going to be interesting to see where that happens.
Hunting for garrison.
They're hunting the garrison, yeah. Hunting the garrison.
Now, from your end, did they get the garrison? Is there a garrison somewhere in that vicinity where Commander bombed?
Yeah, from my end, 82's garrison layout is actually really, really strong and solid. It's a full meta garrison layout that they have. Almost one in every sector on the E line. And what they're doing is they're trying to encroach on the hedgerows. They're trying to take the hedgerows away from Helios, and Helios need to dig in. They need to. I'm hoping that we'll see a 76 out from Helios soon to try and hold that south side, try and kind of anchor them in. But they need to. There's a little bit of movement happening on the north side of the creek towards Cemetery. So they're gonna try and. I think what they're trying to do. It's Icon. It's we're over on G6 numpad 2, looking over Cemetery. I think this is the right play. They're trying to kind of fire into to Iglesias. They need to be trying to get into this northern area and trying to kind of wrap around and see if they can get a footing, maybe with a wide garrison and some outposts down as well.
Yeah.
The south side is just so open.
I was going to say, right, if you're looking to retake, front door is probably not your most effective way of getting in the checkpoint. Like you said, go through the cemetery, almost maybe all the way up to SME on the point, and then work your way down through the backyards.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if Icon and Duper, they see these, they're going to be able to pick up these supplies, I think, over G5 are coming in. Icon's going for them. We are G5 numpad 3 is where the supplies are coming in, and Icon's just on them at the moment. So he's going to sweep them up and be able to push onto SME Church, it looks like, which is pretty good for them. I mean, if they can, like I said, they gotta work on those double drops on those garrisons. And try and get something in that north side going, if possible.
You want to explain that to the people maybe new checking into the casts, and maybe they're not familiar with the way the double drop. I mean, we played the game so much, but what exactly does that mean? If you could just explain.
Of course, yeah. So what happens typically in comp and obviously high-level public games is a lot of these squads will work in unison to try and get a support player on their squads. Try and get a support player to drop a box with 50 supplies. Obviously, in the blue zone for Helios, they need 50 supplies to get a garrison down. In the red zone, they need 100 supplies.
And speaking of red zone, F3 at the top of Hospice. Currently, Helios does have a red zone unlocked. So what we were saying is, right, they double drop the boxes. They put up 100 supply, and they do have an unlocked garrison.
It looks like what they've actually done is use the supply truck to drop 150.
I see.
But I think typically they want to avoid supply drops where they can, if it's an option to them. If it's not an option, then obviously Smithers will look to supply drop. But supply dropping gives 82 a lot of advantage in knowing roughly where those supplies are dropping to be able to get the garrison up. If they don't use the supply drops and they are double dropping, using 2 supports within the squad to get the garrison up, it's a lot more effective than this.
Yeah.
Get a sneaky flank garrison.
Yeah. Obviously, the parachute dropping from the sky. High-level comp players are going to pick that up immediately. You know, and I would be remiss if I didn't tell you about the new the new function, we'll call it, of the admin camera. I'm sure you're aware we can now finally, after many years of wanting this, we can now finally go into the first person.
Oh, it's amazing.
So we will.
You get right up close to the action.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna hop in with Donald Pump, who's our sniper today. And get right in there. And you're just seeing from a comp perspective how sweaty these peaks are in there. Artillery just takes them out. Unfortunate.
Yeah, the RT from 82 in recent games has been very strong. And you know, like I said, to be able to RT certain chokes off from Helios, especially when you're trying to push them out of those hedgerows and stuff like that they're trying to take, is super strong. Oh, it's Kendrick on. Who do you have on RT for?
Artillery for us? No
Helios.
problem. Helios. Mage. Old school mage. Yeah, he's an OG. Former the line. He was with the line.
So just look at the difference in stats. You got Kendrick on 82, 522 already on the RT. Mage 215. What do you make of that?
Sounds about right. I've covered Kendrick plenty of times. In fact, when he was playing for the Extreme Dinosaurs in the HCA final against Esprit, mind you, the only time Esprit has lost in the last, I'm going to say, almost 2 years, he was the guy on artillery, and he was just absolutely surgical with it. So, yeah, I expect him to just keep putting that work in and making life miserable for the inf.
In the meat grind, as it's known, which is the front door from Creek, it's this G and F, 7 and 8. That RT is going to be a problem for Helios.
Yeah, right where Sherby is, it's just it's terrible sledding.
Right on the front door, right on the GF7 line is where it's going to be probably concentrated here, because you have a concentration of 82 pushing into Creek.
Got a little bit of a development. Looks like Werdna down in the bottom of the 8 near the Creek. Squad leader looking to get that backdoor pressure. Just hop on board with him and see how far he can go.
Oh, yeah, we're doing again. Super effective on the flank. The 82 flank squads have definitely, in my opinion, improved.
Yeah, I am very surprised, honestly. Not to say that 82nd wasn't a great team, but I just always thought Helios was just a slight bit better. Man, and I'm telling you, 82nd has proven whatever they've done in the offseason, they look pretty solid, like exceptionally good.
We're just gonna actually get important info on this recon that you got sitting out with Piss right on his right hand side. So it has been marked out already by Commander. So expect a development in terms of trying to get rid of that recon with an 82. I think you have Rambo coming up. But you do have defense. You have got Sherby. Like I said, Sherby should be just constantly flex flaring for that southern side.
Yeah,
with
Sherby,
trying
recon.
To, yeah, correct. Yeah.
I think Roomba might have an idea where this garrison is.
Draz is super close to the garrison on that southern side.
Now, do you have any marks on your end? I mean, are you able to see anything as...
So what's happening from the 82? Well, I think what's happening from both sides is this. So 82 are trying to just systematically take all the hedgerows. They have a solid line of infantry with garrisons that are systematically being pushed up to take away from the front door creek. And they are looking to. We have a little bit of a flank going on in H5 by squads by Icon. H5 numpad 3, but I think what he's doing is waiting for supplies. But it is being met by Icon, that H5 outpost. So I think they are aware. And Helios are just trying to hold Creek front door.
Yeah, they are really struggling a little.
They are not being given too many opportunities by 82. They've lost steam on that northern attack through Cemetery, and so the only thing that they can do is come back and respawn out of hedgerows from Creek on G line, as you're seeing. But then you have Arthur as well.
Oh
so
my! I don't know. He's got a Chinese name, but he just took out the. What do we got here? Is that a looks?
That was the Shun. Oh, sorry, the Stewart.
Stewart. Yeah, let me get that right.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Oh no! That's the looks. For some reason.
What?
That was our guy. Excuse me.
You're right. It is the Lux. It's German. You're right. It's me. It's me.
But kudos to.
At least we're not the ones playing today. That would be a bit. Yeah, it's a Stewart. It's a Lux.
You know what's surprising now that I'm just looking at it? Why is that garrison still there? Were they farming it? I mean, I would have just got rid of the damn thing. Anyway, it's...
But look at south side. They pushed up. That outpost is now gone from G8. So a little bit of a win from Gas Mask and Peace on that south side. They do have work to do though. It's like all the way down that southern road. Where you're looking like that southern way where Gas Mask is. Really open, and they can expect there to be 82 MGs waiting for them on the other end.
Right, and you can see right on the other end of the wheat field. This is kind of normal. From what I remember seeing, they'll keep one squad, maybe put up an AT gun, but when it's typical, you'll see some sort of tank obstacle.
I would not put it past Baby Burn to start building Belgian gates and stuff down here, which I have seen done in the past.
Yes. It's not uncommon to stick a Belgian gate up top here, and then you stand on top and you can control and see over the entire wheat field all the way down into Maison. So, yeah, it's getting tough because these guys from Helios, where Rowdy and Chosen are, and Gas Mask, they are just kind of stuck lane holding because they can't really do much. So...
You have to, but they have a really important. They are like map edge. They have a really important job. Draz isn't going to need to just stay on that MG, on that corner as well. They have a really important job. I think their job is not to push; it's to gate that southern side.
Right, just
for sure.
Just hold.
And just hold. And for now, they're doing a pretty. I mean, they had already. They had lost. The footing on G8. But now they're in that little trench road. Maybe they can get something going. Do you see there's a garrison there?
We have garrison in G7 and also one in G8. And honestly, it's kind of looking like it's going to be a stalemate for a while. I like to always see the game in thirds. Like I say, the first third is where all the opening and the mayhem begins, and then the middle third is generally like establishing your position, and I guess this is kind of where we're heading now. And I guess Helios is probably going to just wait for the fuel and stack resources and then make a push the final third. That's what I think. We'll see what happens. But it is interesting to see just how much pressure 82nd is putting on Helios, because they are literally locked inside Mason the Creek. And they're just giving up at the actual creek where Thanos, Coughmaster.
But Creek, yeah. But at the moment you have Creek hardcap. You have how many squads? Like 2 squads of Creek hardcap still. Is it
Defending? We have,
Yeah.
let's see, what do we got defending? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 5 on the hard cap. Well, damn near the hard cap. I mean, they're within sector, but a lot of them are rushing and holding the hard cap. Infantry very light to the north. That red zone garrison that was up in the 3 is gone. The only hope they have of breaking out Helios, they've got one in G5, right just east of the church. So
just looking at their garrison layout looks pretty. I mean, they've had to put them obviously all the way up in G line on Creek, but it looks pretty like good.
Tommy?
The only problem they have is it's quite one-dimensional.
Oh. I was looking for Tommy. He was by the garrison in G6. Now, is there a squad over there? Yeah, Tommy is still up. I'm trying to lock on him again, without going through the ground. Just patiently waiting. I think he's sniper, possibly. Yes. And some of it's scuffed. I'm gonna say, oh, he just got killed.
I think there might have been a respawn. He was so I think what he's trying to do is he was AT, and you have a 76.
Yeah, Badger
sitting right where he was in
Rebellion.
Edra. So yeah, I
Bomb.
think it's just a respawn to try. You also have a massive spawn wave right by there. It's like it's got to be a garrison.
Yeah, it's garrison.
Yeah. So I think he's just trying to maybe spot out the 76.
Yeah. Commander may
and,
or may
try and
not
get some more.
opt to use the precision. What are your thoughts on the precision bombs? A waste of munitions, or you know how, the bombing is not as accurate and precise as they call it. They call it the precision strike, but it's not so much.
So the precision strike, for those who don't know, is every 20 minutes. And the commanders will want to pick and choose really, really carefully about when to pull the trigger on these strikes. A lot of these tank crews are ready and waiting. They have all of their sound kind of turned up, waiting to hear that sound that makes the pit of your stomach turn when it comes raining down. So usually what happens with peak strikes is they'll wait until either a tank is hit, and then the crew has to hop out. So it's a lot more difficult to get the heavy tanks moving when this happens.
Mono, quick break. We have an airhead dropping in that smoke on the point proper. Gas mask is right there. I'm not sure if you can see it. I think he's disabling it.
Gas mask is right on it.
Yep, he takes out airhead. Nice try by Baby Burn to, sneak, get something in. Get some more pressure on fourth. They already are pushing so much. I mean, you see Slavic, the squad lead, pushing through the creek. And if I'm a squad leader, I'm going to tell all my guys, I need satchels, and just satchel the shit out of the building and just clean out the strong point.
Right. So what? Actually, what you saw there was RT landing directly on the air. Nice clean up obviously by gas. And what they'll want to do is they'll want to come back out of the creek and just push those the map edge again, I think. But a nice cleanup by Helios to take care. That was a bombing run. That was a bombing run and ahead. I got distracted by the north side. That was a bombing run and ahead, right on Creek.
Correct.
We just witnessed. Yeah.
But I tell you, the flanks are really doing work. The guys that used to hold up in, or I should say, at the bottom of the map by the wheat field, are coming down.
Now has the heavy with him on the bottom. We might be able to see something come from this push, because you have now got Jack Clutch in the heavy, being able to also hold south side as well.
Right, 76 with a repair station. This is just the hold. They're just going to park this tank here and just cover. Hopefully the infantry, if they can get a line of sight on the inf. And the only thing that stinks about this admin camera, we would love, and hopefully we get it soon, is first-person view on the tanks. Right now, currently, we're only getting the first-person view on inf. But boy, it's going to be sweet when they finally figure out how to let us see what the tankers are seeing.
Oh, that would be quite cool, yeah. I'm happy with the changes that they made to admin cam. It makes our lives a little bit easier. It makes it makes viewing as well a little bit more fun to get in on that first person action. But there is a little development in north side. We're looking at kind of G5 area, but they're pushing with one of their heavies into SME.
Copying, heading up there.
I think if anything happens in terms of that, they're trying to break. There's a deadlock right now, obviously over the south side, and that's going to stick there until one or the other team overpowers each other with the heavies. If anything changes in the next kind of 10-15 minutes or so, it will happen over SME. That's where the main push, I think, from Helios will come. So they're slowly starting to put a little bit more pressure with some more squad leaders up the north side to see if they can break 82 on SME and try and get a footing in there.
So let's talk. I know there's a ton of updates that came out with the 17.1 patch, and most notably for the people who love their MGs, a big change on the bipods. How much do you know about what they've done? Have you talked to any of the MG players? I've talked to a few.
So they've changed the mounting. So like you said, so originally you used to be able to like lie down and then basically maneuver your mouse to be able to like it wasn't a fixed position. It was fixed. I don't know quite how it works, but this makes bipoding both a lot better and in my opinion a lot worse, because some of these positions in like the top of buildings and stuff you can no longer like ADS down as well as you could have before the update. But the bipod I think the bipod is a very fair update to the game. It's actually it has had a lot of good feedback from the majority of comp players, but I haven't really delved too much into it. I'm not an MG player by nature.
Right. So we're not.
Once they fix. Yeah, so I think also there's an issue right now with a couple of the 3-story buildings and actually getting into them. There's a couple of issues with kind of bipoding there. I think once that's fixed, we'll see the impact fully in over the course of HCA. It's difficult to tell though.
I personally, from a personal standpoint, love the fact that I didn't like the fact that they could 360 around on the tops of chimneys and floating in the air. I think that's just bad optics and just, to me, unrealistic. So I'm glad that they've made the changes. Again, you know, the story's still out. We don't know exactly if it's perfect yet, but whatever happens, it's at least moving in the right direction finally. Next thing, from what I understand, is the tankers are going to get some love. They're going to get like a tiered system or something along the lines, so that the tank game is a little bit more complex. They peeled.
To do with the tanks as well. I think that they were talking about changing the fuel costs for. I mean, it's been something that's been in the sidelines for a while. But like the fuel cost, for example, of the 75 compared to the 76, together with with the tier. I'm not quite sure about the tier system, but definitely tanks would be good to get a refresh because it's been a while. It's been a while since the major refresh of the Panther, which happened I think almost 2.5 years ago.
Yeah,
where they took the reload time down. So
it's time to give them a little love.
It's time. In terms of the bipods, though, I'm super excited that they're bringing the bipod to the FG42 and also to the BAR as well. It's something that is in the current roadmap. Within the next couple of updates, you can expect an MPTE. So I'm going to be super excited to jump in there and give that a test.
For sure.
As well.
Speaking of rules and other stuff, you know, because I mean, if we just do a quick recap, I'll do the recap and then we'll jump into a little bit about what comp is. But off the start, a really, really great opener for 82nd. Took checkpoint with little to no resistance, and we've been sitting 3-2, I'm going to say, for the better half of 30-plus minutes. And as you can see currently just from the map, it looks like, for the most part, the sector is completely clear. And right now, Helios is boxed out, and they are trying their best to get a foothold somewhere in the red attacking zone. But with that being said, what is your take on possibly tweaking some of the rules? For instance, I'll give you one. One of my peeves is the flare. Like, I don't like it because it destroys the fog of war. People just respawn, pop up the flare, respawn, pop up the flare. Do you think a cooldown on the flare would be a good thing? Like, talk to me. What do you think about?
So you can see these flares popping up all over the place, but since the update, they've actually changed the rendering of it. So now it actually comes up and everything goes red, and it's not something that I love about the flare gun. I think that the flare is the most or the best piece of equipment for infantry. It provides them an incredible amount of information. It's essentially a recon plane every 20 seconds. You're talking about popping up, respawning.
Exactly, which bothers me. It really bothers me. Where's the fog of war? It's already sweaty enough, and to know almost every 20 seconds where the hot points are without actually having to use your teammates to communicate, that's my thing.
I think that from a strategic point of view, it brings an interesting angle in that you can flare. So I don't know if you know. So the flare actually goes up to 150 meters. That's its radius, or 140 meters. So what a lot of these comp teams do is they actually split. There's obviously 2 recon teams. So they split it into what's known as a flex recon and a main recon. Now the main recon's role is to go behind enemy lines to find garrisons. The flex recon's sole job is, like you said, is to respawn flare, respawn flare, respawn flare. So recently they've also had the update to custom game modes, right? Where you can set the amount of time for warfare and set the amount of time for offensive.
Exactly.
So what might be a cool thing to test out in PT is setting, like you said, a cooldown period for the flare. That might be super interesting to see how that affects the meta and how these comp teams would then get their information. Yeah, because the flare is essentially the one major piece of information to give to your team throughout the whole game, in my opinion.
I agree, and it's just the frequency, that's all. That's my only problem. And I think the comp scene, they're so good at adjusting to whatever the devs come out with. I mean, the teams, as long as they all have the same opportunity, I just would like to see it, you know, be reduced a little bit. That and what was the other thing? The nodes.
On the flip side of that, I was just about to talk about nodes. You just read my mind. On the flip side of that, what about, you know, because obviously they've in comp, you talked about the rules of comp. You know, you can't dismantle nodes once they're built. Recon can't go after the RD, and that's to stop obviously them building these mega. I don't remember if you saw mega structures that used to be built around the RT, so that you had 3 people on RT all the time.
Yes, it was an entire meta just for stopping artillery. Yeah.
But then again, you have to consider, if you then take away the flaring ability for recon, what is there? They don't really have, you know, it's a little bit of a, you know, they're a little bit amiss in the game. They don't really then have a role, except for taking out backline garrisons and getting up behind garrisons, in my opinion.
Well, instead of flaring and and being obvious for every squad leader, it would be nice if they had to actually just verbalize that and communicate the information up the chain. It just makes it a little too simplistic. I'm just saying, it's just, the game is hard enough because of the sector, and you're locked in, and there's just so many constraints around it. Removing the ability to flare those hotly contested areas and knowing exactly how many people might be there, I'd like to see one season or one league try it without it, just to see how it goes.
So Smithers, if you go to a little bit of a development, H8 numpad 1, Gem, Tommy, Thanos taking out Smithers and his supply truck, getting at a garrison that's now gone green.
Oh my, old school Gem. One of the OGs in this game. Great shooter.
And it also takes out gas mask as well. That garrison is green and it's on soft cap of Creek.
It's gonna get the OP. Claps OP. Any...
Spawn wave in on the garrison as well now. So you have another squad behind.
Gets taken out, he knows it, he just gets clapped off of that spawn. So gas mask or one of those guys got him, but garrison.
But here you go, this is what we're talking about. Warm coming in off that garrison on the back, all the way on the eye line, and flaring above is going to give information out to the rest of, Helios, hopefully to respond, to kind of deal with this threat.
Right, and this is exactly what I'm talking about. It's very difficult to stay concealed in your back line with the ability to flare so much. These guys would, I think, open the game up if the team didn't know that they were there immediately off of the flare and had to actually go find and touch and contact the enemy. But you never know. I mean, nobody listens to me. I'm just a guy.
Yeah, look at this. Double flare going over Creek. It's just flare galore.
Yeah.
I see the argument. I do see the argument. I think that in a game where there's not really a lot of info, you've been in those public games where even like in Commander chat, there's just no information given down. I think it's very difficult to balance because, you know, what other info on the map do you have except for recon, which happens every 2.5 minutes? I think around 3 minutes for recon.
You know, getting on top of those buildings and just relaying the information, you know, getting in the bell towers and those elevated positions, and then just relaying information. I think that would be a much better way of doing it. I mean, shit, I was here before the ping system even came out, and I'm not even a fan of the ping. But anyway.
The ping system, when they made the ping system and you could ping a garrison and just check the scoreboard, that's something that I don't agree with.
Yeah, the points.
I think they quickly... Yeah, but like being able to see the point straight away from after pinging, so people would just ping all around until they got like an extra 5 CE, be able to pinpoint where garrisons are for like a month before they that's slightly OTT for me.
Comp players not too concerned about points; they just want to win. The recent changes to the medic, I don't think anybody particularly cares. Wow, we got a big push though. Holy shit! Are you seeing what I'm seeing?
This is all, you know, that flank garrison from 82 provided a little bit of...
I'm sorry.
A little bit
Jumped
of...
in. The garrison, if you're seeing where Thanos is and Letha, they are locking the garrison out, about to take it out now. He's got engineer. Oh my god, he's right on the tank. He's on Jack's tank.
Letha's gonna get this, or trying to get this stick. On this
trying to get the hot box off. Does he get it? He's working it. Oh, he gets taken out. '76 is in a tough position. A lot of infantry to his
HELIOS
front.
Reeling a little bit. Yeah, they need to. This 76 is saving them Creek right now.
Yeah, a lot of. I mean, we're going to see cap progress, I think, momentarily. I mean, front door has been completely kicked in. Another recon flare popping out for Helios. Nothing showing up. Supplies dropping. But yeah, pressure is starting to mount. We're about halfway through the match at the 45-minute mark. If you guys just tuned in, Gadarian and It's Mono. We are live on SME, round 1 of the 2025 HCA, Group B. which is Helios taking on 82nd AD. And things are looking really, really good right now for 82nd. They are all in the kitchen cooking here on Maison. 3-2 in a moment might turn into a 4-1. I mean, whoa, big spawn. We have a red zone garrison. Check G8 by the...
It's no red zone garrison on G8. What it is it's a two outposts within that little southern, like just right by the road, basically.
Gotcha.
Right by that crossroad.
Two OPs, could be potentially 12 players if OPs stay up. Bombing run inbound. We've got a baby burn light tank, or recon tank, I should say. Wow, pressure. Bombing run from...
Pressure, a lot of pressure, but a good response from Helios. They have, they brought 2 76s now into soft cap to try and hold off this corner.
They need it.
And they're doing work. Look at the southern side. Rowdy and Gasmos doing work to kind of cut off where these double outposts, and they are actually going to pick up the outpost of that double building that we were just talking about on the south side.
Great job.
So a really good response by Helios. Yeah.
I know they're not comfortable because that strong point is loaded with inf. I mean, Gem.
I'm surprised they're not. I'm surprised they're not capping. Yeah.
Right. Where?
There we.
There it is. It's happening now.
Maybe a reinforced by Smithers went down beforehand.
Not yet. It's not up quite yet. He might be holding on to it. I think he will hold on to it. Wow, another AT rocket going into the 76. 76 having to pull back. What are you seeing on your end? I think I have a tank flanking.
We have
right
Doodle bugs all the way in a G4, waiting for a Bammo garrison. They do get this cap, so it will not look pretty. Helios need to hold.
This 76 single-handedly is saving this point. Jack, Shadow, and Lieutenant. They are +9 because. Oh, and the 76 gets downed.
That was
progress immediately.
That was start the cap.
Yeah. Yes, look at that fresh spawn.
It is. You have 4 outposts on Stronghold right now from 82. It's pretty.
Front door is gone.
It's looking great.
Helios has to come up from south in G8 or north in G6. And they've got a further defensive garrison in 8-7 sitting behind the point. Now with that tank out of the play, it's going to be tough. Because now, 82nd, if they get inside those buildings... Exactly. Options are limited. Having to fight to get back into your sector. Now, you're not seeing any red zone garrisons or front door garrisons like in the F?
Mage is, I just want to say, Mage is doing phenomenal work on Artie to just try and hold this off. Like, Artie's on point behind the house, but
indeed,
82 going kind of into the triple story there is going to be tough to deal with. Unless they can maybe get a satchel on that building.
They need a satchel.
I think is what Helios will look to do. Red line garrisons, no, this is all front door pressure.
Wow.
This is all front door. I'm just worried for Helios. We have... we have a J line numpad, a J4 numpad number 7, Doodle bugs way in the back.
Wow.
Waiting for a Whammo garrison to try and
he's gonna look to close it out. Because this is almost half cap for 82nd and not a lot of tank. I mean, they've got one heavy sitting in H7 at the top. Keypad 1. Another one in defense at the bottom of
they have made it into the building though. They wiped all stronghold garrisons. So that's going to be Sherby and
Nam
and Nami directly on point, which is great work.
Yeah. Now he didn't have to use his satchel to get in there apparently, or did he? I didn't see the satchel go off. Nami level 9.
No satchel. I think like you said that OP flare like we were talking about just lit them up, and RT was just able to come down from Mage and just provide a little bit of cover for them to be able to push that hedgerow.
Helios dogs right now just fighting and just keeping them off. How do they stop the pressure, though? What they do have 2 red zone garrisons. They hopefully can put some pressure from the north. If you're looking, Mono, in E6, right smack down in the middle, they've got an unlocked red zone garrison right northwest of checkpoint. So might want to keep your eyes peeled on that, because this might be a golden opportunity for Helios to counter if 82nd really goes all in and gets stonewalled.
I think this is exactly what Mello's setting. Yeah, Mello in this spot is setting up for trying to. They are going to struggle. I think this is a start of a very. They've already made it all the way almost down into soft cap, like you said. I think first of all stabilize stronghold, and then they can focus on that flanking garrison push. But I'm impressed with Helios. I'm impressed with the defense from Helios. I thought for sure they were going to lose streak there.
Ditto.
But yeah.
It didn't look good. You lose your tank. You've got multiple spawns in the strong point itself. You've lost front door, and I don't know how they did it, but somehow pulled it out. You said Mage, right? Mage was putting up big numbers, or precise.
Now up to 900 on Artie, which is So doing a good job.
Now you got your map open, or your stats open. Who's the artillery for
Artillery is
82nd?
Kendrick. I think he might have flexed to tank. Let me just double check for you. But he's
should be
Kendrick's sitting at almost 1500.
Wow.
For Artie on for 82.
Now, important building where Sniper Girl is. We call this 3-story. It's in the soft cap, just above the checkpoint northwest. Controlling that, you get shots right on the strong point itself. Yeah, things are.
But again, control of bottom side of zone. I think the next. I think that they have stabilized. I think now is the time for them to counter, like you said, and we should probably see a counter from north side. They have all the elements that they need to try and just push a little bit out of their front door if they can.
Just locked on to the Tiger for
the
82nd.
Tiger on bottom side. Yeah, correct. Yeah. So that Tiger's filled in.
Adjusting to what they see. Helios is looking like they were getting north control back. Precision? Not sure if it got anything.
That precision hit.
Okay, by Beaver Bang.
Wait,
it did.
It hit the Tiger.
And got the Tiger. That's huge. How many Tigers are we talking about? Okay, we got two knocked out Tigers in the south. Huge play by Smithers getting that precision strike. Now we've got a Lux soloed and a Tiger. Wow, that's a great comeback. I mean, what an incredible rebound from damn near going down 1-4, and it looks like it actually helped Helios.
Tiger takedown on the south is going to be massive. I think that they may try and show up the recon that they have in the south, because where that Tiger went down to the P-strike, they also have a garrison there as well. So that will be probably the next step in the southern route. And fighting into these creeks, and what just went down there? Was that the? Yeah, the Lux. Also, they took Helios taking out that Lux as well in front of the Tiger.
Crazy. I call these guys the mud rats. They are just creeping and crawling through the creek. Now that recon flare just went off for Helios. Quite a few bodies on the strong point itself.
Southern side, E8 roads. Recon just took out the garrison.
Say again? Where?
Southern side, E8, Recon just took
F8,
garrison,
got you.
E8, F8 numpad 7, sorry.
All the way down at the bottom. Very familiar place with garrison. Curious to see what they do. Do they actually push the wheat field? I mean, knowing that there aren't any tanks down there, maybe they do, maybe they don't. I'm not sure what they're going to do. But it looks like they've recommitted to north, because I do see a shift north. They're leaving the 8 alone.
I still think Gas needs to hold this southern side. I don't think it's quite there for a push. They need to shift the focus away from the southern side before they even try something.
Agree.
That southern side is just going to get absolutely eaten by the MG. It's just a meat grind killing zone for 82.
So, time check, we're roughly 2/3 of the way done with the match, and this is where I like to think things are about to happen. I mean, granted, Helios needed to fight really hard to hold off that big push from 82nd, but in terms of like fuel, we're plus 90 across the board. We've got enough for at least one heavy immediately, and possibly a second coming out. We've got another one.
Just looking now, Helios are up by a lot, almost double on both munitions and manpower. So if there is at any time, I would think that we'd see a push happen in the next 3, 4, 5 minutes from.
Mono, give me a count on tanks. Give me a count on heavy tanks. Just right now, we've got 1, 2 heavies. Right now, 1 in the soft cap, front door style on checkpoint, and 1 in the 8.
One heavy just got hit by there's a 76 pushing the front door of checkpoint on F7 numpad 3.
How's
one of the
your
heavies
end?
just
how are the Tigers looking?
Getting up. Yeah, so we got 2. So I think Helios are winning the Tiger exchange. You got 2 Tigers. Southern Tiger's been taken out by the P-Strike, and there's just 2 Tigers left on checkpoint.
Where they're on the point itself.
They're sitting on, they're sitting like within 50 meters of the
checkpoint. Copy that. Okay. Yeah. So right now, 30 minutes left in the match. I'm feeling pretty good about where Helios is, in spite of damn near going down 1-4. They have the tank advantage, and they're slowly pushing their inf off the point. They're not bottled up like they were earlier, going back maybe 30 minutes ago, completely pushed out.
I think that there's definitely been a tempo change, and I think what 82 has done is they've realized that maybe they're not going to take Creek as easily as they thought. And they've definitely, it's a very much more of a defensive line now. You have majority of 82 pushed back onto the EF kind of line instead of pushing up front door, which is where they were before.
Change up strategy, stay home, stay what you were doing
now you're
before.
thinking, with half an hour to go, 32 minutes left, you're thinking about kind of end game. You're thinking about the last 15, 20 minutes of the game, and it becomes a different game completely, I think. That being said, you still have a couple of backline. How are you looking for backline garrisons, like trying to get that flank going, and then maybe in the north side?
Okay, H7 by Smithers just went red, completely locked out. You might want to check that.
Yeah, so H7 is a garrison that's gone down by Doodle. Doodle's put a garrison in H6 numpad 6 is where his garrison has gone down.
Whew.
But it is red. So I think Icon's there on the backlines. The backline fights have been interesting. I think
another one just
for
went red.
Both Helios.
I6. Who is this guy? Q squad leader, Icon. Yeah. So who's ever on the back line is causing all types of problems right now for Helios, like the I line or the I column. They are just constantly forcing Smithers to drop supplies on himself and run that supply truck, constantly dropping everything in the H.
Yeah, so it's Doodle and Gem, both really good flank and looking to get up those problematic garrisons behind, trying to get something going. Like that garrison is now in the backline. Talking about the backline on H.
Hot again.
Now green. Yeah.
Yeah. I6.
It's they have a garrison directly west of that in the H6 line, which is what's causing it to go red.
Enemy garrison. Well, we won't call it enemy. We'll say 82nd garrison. How about that?
82nd garrison. There you go.
So Gem, is he able to get the garrison up? Because right now he's currently running away.
Gem is looking for outposts right now, I think. looking to get outposts down and maybe looking to disengage it a little bit because it is a little bit hot. You have Sherby pushing the 82 garrison sort of down in red. You know, half an hour left, a lot, you know, that's still, in the grand scheme of the game, that's still 3 airheads, still 3 bombing runs.
Right.
I think that the economy of Helios for tanks is ahead of 82 at the moment, which is really big in their favor. For maybe getting, you know, the last 20-25 minutes, maybe getting something going.
Yeah, I got
on
2 heavies sitting in the 7-8. With obviously one
So
that could be spawned, and then so I'm thinking there's going to be potentially at least 4, maybe 5 heavies on the board in the next 10 minutes.
I think Helios are 2 heavy trades in the lead right now, and that will be interesting coming into, because right now 82
goodness.
don't even have enough fuel to spawn another heavy. So they've got 3 heavies, and I think the heavy trades now is going to be super pivotal to Helios trying to get a footing in on this midpoint. North side as well, but you know, 82 just holding this line.
Yeah, every time you think maybe 82nd responds and pushes them out of the sector. We've got Tiger sitting in the cornfield in F6. I mean, he can kite back and forth. Oh, he just gets taken down. Who just took him out? Was it? Oh my God, I don't know who it was.
There's a 76 a little further back that's being just on the south side of the southern southwest tip of Cemetery on G6 numpad 5, which is what took him out. But they are getting pushed down.
Wow, that's big news.
Where Ness is pushing basically is the Tiger. Sorry, is the 76. It's getting wrecked. Which is big. So now you only have 2 from 82. You only have 2 Tigers. You know, if they can take one of these Tigers out, that will massively swing the soft gap.
Well, that was Wix.
And the thing in their advantage.
Who I had mentioned earlier, was he playing? Was he not playing? Did he go to another team? I noticed that they had a different tag on. Wix is still with Helios, and he was the guy who takes out the Tiger. And tank advantage, right? Helios?
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
And the line is now slightly moved up. They're not quite boxed into sector. It looks like they're trying to wrap to the north in the 5, trying to hook around. There are bodies.
Are there any garrisons north of Creek, like over north side cemetery?
Everything is on Helios side. Everything is G back. Nothing attacking right now. There's a potential for one to go up in E5. They're waiting on a double drop. There's 50 out there, but nothing quite yet. So 82nd is still pretty safe. It's just, like you said, wait for the final 15 minutes and make your last push.
I think Wix is let me just double check what Wix's score is at on the board. But his tank crew has done a phenomenal job at holding and getting the picks that they need to be in contention. Like I said, fuel economy, yeah, Wix 446, so he would have flexed, I think, to heavy tank. There is a P strike coming in on that
on Wix?
G6 on Wix, yeah. And he just reverses in time. But he is damaged.
Correct, damaged. Do we have a repair station? Negative on the repair station. As you can see,
it's a boneyard of repair stations right over where Wix is.
Yeah, exactly. But that just goes to show you how important it is. I mean, paper Or Papa.
SFX all the way. I'm telling you, SFX is all the way bumped up to 100 in that tank.
For
They are
sure.
waiting to hear the that dive bomber.
Yeah, Papa Bear is desperately hammering away to get that repair station back up. Gold Dragon, Wix, and Irish need to hold this position. They can't allow the inf from 82nd to get close, so they can't wrap them from the north. They're doing a really nice job. I think the garrison in G5, it's unlocked where Ben is. And I think if Ben can somehow get around and shoot guys in behind the point, man, but 82nd is playing this so incredibly well. Controlling SME.
They've stationed a tank. Yeah, they've stationed a tank at where they rightfully so believe that HELIOS have put garrison. So you have a tank gating SME on the north side. You have one tank gating a little bit further south, just north of soft cap of checkpoint, and then you have one tank playing super safe because of fuel economy back in D7.
Mono, we have interesting development. Baby Burn is no longer commanding. He is in this real grimy position on top of the church. Just farming kills right now.
Oh, Baby Burn.
Yes, sir. That doesn't work.
Use of the fresh update of the bipod right there.
That is one filthy position, and I don't even mind it because it does seem legit. I'm not mad at that position. Tiger tank sitting there holding church. Bibo, Zapata, and Clover. Yeah, no chance from the north. I mean, I think if they just sit here, 82nd, and just hold and force HELIOS to come out into this open space, like you said earlier, it's just a kill zone. I mean, it's going to be really hard. They got to. I don't know what they can do. I mean, look, also they've got this Sirius sitting on top of the building, shooting down, covering pretty much anything along the creek. See if we can get a first-person perspective out of him.
Yeah, you got still a little bit of pressure backline. Icon's done well to kind of shut off backline, but there needs to. I would like to see, 22 minutes left. You got to be thinking ahead. You got to be thinking bombing around. You need to think of something to get over this deadlock that you have on the south.
Well, Tiger's pulling up. I guess they're sensing. Okay, let's put our heavies in the right position. I mean, this is not an unfamiliar place to protect checkpoint. Where Halfdan and Pito.
Yeah, they're gating the fuel economy because right now it's just ticked up to over 600 fuel for 82. So I feel like they feel a little bit better about pushing a little bit harder.
Well, I think they might have something to throw at HELIOS.
Yeah, south side G8 is a tank battle going on between Jack and Halfdan, with the 76 taking a shell to the south of Creek. G8.
Yep. We're on. Man, it's crazy how well 82nd's been adjusting. I mean, I do think they learned their lesson not to push forth. I think they're very content now just riding it out and just doing what they were doing earlier.
I think they have the clock in their favor, like you say. It's 20 minutes to go. Their push didn't work on Creek. I think HELIOS did phenomenally well to get back into contention here on front door. But definitely 82 are very much so have a defensive. They're all their garrisons. They don't have any garrisons anymore in the F line. They've all kind of shrunk back into the B line.
Okay.
And then I think they are just going to let HELIOS try and push them. Wreck tank going down south side for HELIOS. I'm not sure what Jack sees.
Yeah, good question. He's just shooting inf because there's nothing in the way of armor.
You have 82 on the south side trying to get up an 80 gun on the south side. That's what he's trying to snipe.
Okay, by Tristan and company.
Yeah, by Uzuli and Tristan Werner.
Yep, 100
Gun
nailed
goes
it.
down, immediately nailed.
Never doubt the tankers. They know their game. Especially
I find it
Jack.
difficult enough seeing the infantry move in the tree line, let alone seeing that be whacked down from 200 meters away. But yeah, we're back into kind of this grindy meat grind front door, push and shove.
You know, it's a lot of just stalemating.
Wild card, interestingly squeezing past the Tiger on F5, numpad number 6. Is trying to get around, does get the pickup on it. F5 numpad 6 by SME. It's going to be Bebo's Tiger gone down.
Indeed.
I think Wildcard went down though. It's going to be an empty shell of a Sherman.
Oh, something else just dropped.
Yeah, so Vida taking out that Sherman, that Wild pushed by himself behind that Tiger. Took out the Tiger from behind. And but does get, I mean, a trade on a medium against the heavy, I'll take that any day.
Yeah, that's a trade I'd take also. But let's just talk fuel resource nodes. Do you like the idea of having the ability to have so many tanks, or do you like maybe recon hunting those munition nodes? I mean, look,
the munition and resource nodes.
Yeah, leave the artillery alone, but you can hunt the munitions. What do you think of that?
I think yeah, I think that taking away like hunting, that two of the big main roles of recon is interesting in the competitive scene. Obviously in pubs that we're all used to, you know, you have recons, you know, you go behind the enemy lines, you're on the arty, you're on nodes, stuff like that. It's a different game when it comes to reconning in comp, and I think that giving the ability for recons to decide to take out nodes and stuff like that is something that comp teams, casual comp teams should look into. I don't quite understand why, you know, especially with the buffs that they have to flamethrowers and stuff like that, why, you know, they've left nodes to be untouchable. I think that harming enemy nodes is an actual strat, because then you come into this fuel economy, this munitions economy that we've spoken to, and it can actually tip the game sometimes. Right, you might be going after nodes.
As an objective of the team, deny your enemy the ability to spawn tanks. I mean, that is legit.
Right.
I mean, that would be, I think, something I'd like to see. I like to see people fighting over, preserving, rather than just constantly just, you know, farming kills. Give them nodes. Give them nodes to hunt.
And then you can talk about the whole idea of you know, the flare as something that's on a cooldown, because that will give another objective to recon in comp.
Right, relaying the information as opposed to just relying on a flare.
Relay the information, getting behind the lines, taking out nodes.
Ooh, Ness gets his OP immediately clapped by Skipper. So he's in a bad spot. He doesn't want to be exposing. Oh man, takes out Skipper. Oh my God, takes out one more, but then gets dropped himself. Bad timing. But you know what? When you're getting that close to the hard cap, you know there's bodies close. So, you know, high risk, high reward. That was almost too easy. These guys are everywhere. 82nd has bodies everywhere.
82nd have their outposts are all around checkpoint as radar. Still pick up by 3FM on that. There you go. Like, the recon still does his job. You know, FNM does get the kill, but you know, so in my opinion, it saves him 10 seconds on the respawn timer to go ahead and get another recon flare.
Yeah, and that's it. Here's one more crazy idea. What if you had to actually refuel, like get resupplied, rather than redeploying and having everything that you had to go to your munition nodes? and refuel. Like, you know, restock up your fuel.
I actually think about refueling. I think the best way to balance something like the flare gun will be to have it have a cost on the total munitions of the team.
Interesting, yes. Something.
So it costs like, I don't know, 20, 30, 40, 50 munitions for you to use that. And then you have to actually think about where you're flaring. I think that maybe is something that I'd like to see done. Just thinking about it.
Well, the devs are, I think, finally starting to maybe start to listen a little bit more. I mean, numbers are down. Maybe, oh man, Alpha's getting some action in there. Slavic. Yeah, I think the devs are maybe more interested in hearing what we have to say. I mean, the game is, what, going on 6 years, a little over 6 years now at this point. We got a fresh one up.
It was 5 years. About 4 or 5. I don't think it was.
Came out in 19. I got it right out of beta.
2019, yeah.
Or alpha. It was out of alpha. I bought it in July. So it came out, I believe, in June of 19. So we're literally sitting on 6 years. And the meta hasn't really changed all that much. I mean, I know we're not fans of tickets.
Are teasing. I think that the devs right now are in a position that they're teasing the idea of more custom style competitive games, especially with the timers on Warfare. You know, being able to lower the time on Warfare all the way down to half an hour, all the way up. I think it's something crazy like 3 hours.
3 hours, right? Wild.
Yeah, that's great. I mean,
give the power to the server owners.
Power to the people. Exactly.
Well, I like that. Let them keep doing it.
Little push south side for this 76 and Stewie together on the south road. F8.
I'm seeing it. Nice catch. Just about to run into Commander and a whole lot of shit. Recon flare popping off. Here's a yeet from Pisket. Takes out Commander.
Oh!
Was he satcheled? That was crazy because it looked like he just blew up. Or no, Matt got him.
The 76 though is, and here comes bombing run as well. I think Smithers is saying it's go time.
Yeah, there's not a lot of time. I mean, we cut 2 minutes off of the cap for the progress of the cap. You're looking at a little over 10 minutes, so it's go time. You're right. 76 is up. I like it up there, honestly. It's got a lot of space to kite, and
they did manage to take out that southern garrison on 82. So there are two 76s now. You have the 176 with which is Captain, I think, right? Or Corporal Jack Clutch, and then you have the other one sitting behind, which is just Wildcard on his own.
Let's get a quick check. Yes, we've got two heavies. Wildcard running a solo. Crazy. Yeah, things are about to get turned up real soon.
I just saw also way in the north when you beat the map. Way in the north, there's now a garrison on hospice site, like way up in the E3.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So
unlocked.
Gonna leak Huzzah down. L Squad, which is oh my God, that's Mick. That was the guy I was supposed to join. He's got 80. He's got 80-second tags on. That's just wild to me.
A little bit of espionage going on.
I swear. Bombing run?
Attacking bombing run on Creek, this is.
Yep, this is an 80-second bombing run.
You see that momentary flicker on checkpoint.
Good catch, I did
momentary
not.
flip for Helios. This is a really, really strong front door push going on for them right now.
Right, and it's going to be fairly even. I mean, in terms of bodies, not a lot of bodies sitting in the strong point +3 other than Beaver Bang.
I think this is where the fuel differential comes in. Helios are up on tank. So it's 3 76s against 2 Tigers on the south side.
Yeah, we got to keep our eyes peeled.
They are hammering the stronghold.
Yeah. Mage needs to really just get lucky with a couple shells. While
need a pick. They need a pick.
question is, does 82nd give up map control in order to...
Airhead coming down for you as well. Do you see that on the map? That is going to be east side of checkpoint, behind the heavy.
Yes, we have supplies in E7 dropping. Coming out of the sky. Yes, again, I caught that. A little flicker on our midpoint checkpoint.
Hope.
Oh,
little hope.
There's a little hope. Oh my God, there's a medic. Get the out of here. We got a medic.
82 are
Wow.
scrounging to get in the point into the soft gap. North right now.
Very interesting. I gotta see where the heavies are. Oh, airhead. Airhead is unlocked.
Yeah, airhead's behind the heavy, front door.
Oh my
East side
goodness.
of checkpoint.
Right where the smoke is by Mellow. Very, very slick of trying to cover that up because we know airheads have the red parachute. So Smithers dropped the supplies or the the ammo as well as airhead to confuse. We got all the smoke. I mean, here it is. This is the game here.
This is the push. This is the push.
Right. It's all on this air. Oh, airhead gets off.
Big storm wave.
Oh man. Big job for the tank to keep that airhead up. Wicks and the inf. We got 2 tanks. That's a great spot too. Hard to hit. I mean, the MG, if it was still on the building, would be able to cover that airhead, but the MG is nowhere to be found.
The double tanks are just providing enough cover right now to be able to get maybe one more spawn of the
That's brilliant. Like seriously, the tank's position covering that roof where they could possibly put
the RT though is just on it.
Yep.
He's at 2279 on RT.
Wow, I don't know how many kills that is, but that's an ungodly number. He's well over 150, maybe 200 kills. Oh, shots on the 76 from the hedgerow out by, what is that, Huzulu? Forcing Wicks to back off the airhead.
Yeah, Helios needs to do everything they can to protect these 2 front 76s. That is, it is their glass cannon when it comes to this attack. South side 76 did go down. I don't know if you saw. So now they're down to 2 76s, I believe, unless you see another one.
Yeah, 2 76s on screen now. There's no chance. Well, I don't think they're going to get another tank.
Then again, you have 82 are down to 1 Tiger, 1 coming out from top bottom HQ spawn. But that's going to be the last Tiger that they spawn. So 2 Tigers and 2 76s on board, I can see.
Temporarily, it looks like Helios will have the advantage because the 2 76s are in better positions currently. The second 76, not sure what he can do. Because the other 76 with Hay Valley and his mom's mom is being locked down by the Tiger on the MSR, just in the south.
Going to be a non-pen right there that I saw from Skip. There's nothing much else for your mom and Hay Valley to do except for kind of roll back until they probably have to roll back quite far, especially with the P-strike.
Oh, something just popped. Was that?
P-strike.
Did it land?
It
Moist prick?
Lands?
Yes, it did. So they've got is that a AT gun? Okay, AT gun, not a tank. So now it's 2-1 in terms of tanks, correct? Is my math
2-1 in
now?
terms. So you have half dad rolling in with probably the final Tiger of the game because there's just no fuel economy from 82.
Yeah,
but it's 45 seconds away from checkpoint.
Exactly. So, it's what's on the board. This is what we're playing with. We've got 2 76s. Oh, infantry is pressed up. They're all in the soft cap. Front door, nothing fancy, just going straight through the creek. It's just that crossfire.
It's gonna have last bombing one to try and secure this in the last 5 minutes. This is I think this is going to be very, very close. It's about whether this I think that this is a winning push from Helios. Just whether they have enough time. 3 minutes to fuck happen.
Just trying to see this. Beaver Bang has a nasty crossfire. Are you seeing that on Durbane? He's got.
I'm watching this. Yeah.
Sick.
On the field. What I mean about it just being so open from US side, it's very, very difficult this southern push.
And 80 seconds wasted, no time. Preston pushing up the defense.
They're pushing them off with the soft cap. They have 4 outposts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people on stronghold right now.
2 minutes, 30 seconds roughly. It's going to happen for Helios. It needs to start happening real soon.
They've got all the parts ready. It's all there. They got the heavies. They got the Sherman. They have. It's a 2-on-1 with this Tiger that's now rolling in. They gotta just at some point just commit. Nothing north side. So if anything does happen, it will just be this front door. Look at this Dorbian with the pocket medic on this on badges 76. You watching this?
Now let me check. Munitions are really low. Manpower's up, so if they have it. I'm trying to think when the last airhead was dropped. I don't think they have another airhead. I think they're done.
They're done. Yeah, they're done. So Helios dropped the last airhead, I think, with 11 left on the clock. So even if he could potentially, this is a monumental push.
Mage coming in with the
F7.
smoke.
This is. Look at all these tanks on F7.
Oh,
on the road.
Tiger just went down. 76 is moving up. Jack moving in.
This is a phenomenal push.
Oh my god. We need some artillery. We got a little bit of cap progress. We need artillery in a big way to protect this tank. Papa's got one. Getting that late progress. Oh, 76 is dead. Do we have anything left? Oh, we've got an unlocked. We've got an unlocked half track and a bombing run. Hang on to your shit.
That's gonna hit the garrison.
Oh, you have a garrison on the point north.
That's directly. Garrison is directly behind checkpoint on headroom, and the bombing run is directly over that.
20 seconds.
2:27. Will this bombing run land in time?
Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna have enough time to make it matter, but man, even if it doesn't, 76 dead. Bombing run coming in.
This is it.
A little bit late.
30 seconds left.
Does it get garrison?
Bombing run should get the cap rate. It should still take the tick. It's slowly happening.
It's happening. It's all in. They have it up. They just got contested. They do have. The game is not over. It's contested. They don't need to hold it for very long. 82nd is. I'm gonna say yeah. That's it. I'm gonna say that's it.
The reinforce goes down.
Yep. And Booyakasha. 82nd pulling out a nice, hard fought victory.
But I mean, I could see, so the Helios for me were poised. They just didn't pull the trigger early enough for me. They aren't capping now. They had maybe an extra 30 seconds left in the game. This is a cap winning push, in my opinion.
Man.
Just unlucky.
How about this? How about if it's being capped, you get overtime just like warfare until your manpower runs out.
Just like offensive.
Yeah, talk to me, maybe. I hate when it just runs out, man, when you finally get it together. All the possibilities. But anyway, I'm going to pull up some scores just for prosperity, make sure everyone gets their proper.
That was a crazy push by Helios.
All of Helios have been covered, and 82nd. Well played, 82nd. They are definitely, like you said, man, they're
28-20.
Oh my goodness.
RT. Mage 1791. Those bloody days, getting over 1500. It's pretty good innings for checkpoint.
20 seconds. Not that it's already official, but we'll just kind of pan around.
What a game.
Yeah, you were right, man. It was exciting. Right to the very, very end.
I do feel for Helios. They dug in so well on Creek. I gotta give a commendation to the early guys.
Yeah, they came back late, man. From that almost 1-4, we both almost said, yeah, they're going down 1-4 for sure. They came back, looked like they were mounting up a counter. 82nd comes and stomps them and pushes them back out. And then at the very end, that last push, 82nd takes out the tanks from Helios. I think they had an opportunity with that airhead and those two tanks covering late. But I think like your boy Kendrick, right? Kendrick was on it with the artillery.
Kendrick on the R2 just hammering the airhead spawn, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I feel for Helios. I feel like that could have very well gone Helios's way if they had just started the push a little bit earlier. But really, like we thought, it was down to the wire. Both teams really kind of evenly matched, I thought. It's actually interesting that Helios won on the tank exchange. That their fuel economy was just there, but not all the pieces lined up today, unfortunately for them. And I think 82 also just incredible on the defense, just holding the line solidly until the end.
Oh, I want to say that the inf from 82nd really stopped the Helios tanks from pushing up. I think Helios, in the back of their mind, the tankers were thinking, we're not in a position to push. Inf can't support us, and I know they didn't want to risk, losing one of their heavies. So I think it was well played to 82nd for not allowing Helios the opportunity to push sooner.
I think that the infantry, the 80s, like you said, was so here's the thing. So at the beginning of the game, I feel like 82 were in control of the tanks. They got actually that's not true. Helios had the first medium tank exchange. I think
Correct.
Helios were ahead from the beginning, and I think you're right. I think the 82 infantry did work to hold those to hold the main tank pushes at bay. You had a lot of 80 guns go down on the bottom to be able to hold that bottom side as well. So
I think the only opportunity Helios really had was when they countered the push on Maison du Creek by 82nd. Other than that, I think 82nd locked it down. I mean, you said they had the south, they had the strong point itself, and the north by the church completely covered. It's when they made that dash for the fourth point and they really looked like they were going to get it is when Helios countered. But yeah, that was pretty much it. I mean, well played the whole entire match to 82nd, really. And they go up 1-0.
Kudos to both teams.
So
this was I think that it's going to be. I think that if this is week one, we're in for a treat. This HCA, this FAP.
Yeah, this is round one. Maybe you could pull up, but I'm trying to think. Who are the remaining teams? Because you got Helios, you've got 82nd. Who are the other? Because I think there's 4 teams per group.
There's 4 teams. Yeah, that is correct. Yeah, there are 4 per group. So
is it Chimera and Syndicate, or are they in C? I'm not.
In Division 1, you have WTH, ESPT, MS, and Greyhounds, and then Division 2 is Helios, 82, CU, and Omen. So the other 2 for
Climber and Omen.
For Group B, are Climax United and Omen. And both of those teams are also German and CU are
Chinese,
aren't
Chinese.
They? Yeah, correct.
Yeah, they've gone through some changes. The Chinese community is not as strong as it once was. They had multiple teams, and now I think it's just one strong climber team if they can all show up. I mean, I know they've got issues with forfeiting many matches. I don't know what's going on, with those internet cafes that they play in or whatever stuff they got going on.
They're still in. I mean, climbers were like last HCA that climbers were in. They held WTH, I think, to a 3-2, which was a big upset. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with that match that's today as well. But 82 definitely putting their name on the board, I think, as contenders for this Group B.
Sure. I mean, if I were to think who can really challenge them, can Omen? Omen's a surprise. I thought Omen would have been in Group C. But apparently they're much better, or at least the order thinks there's better than that. And that's
let's see Group C. Group C is VLK and KRT, the duo with BOTN, who I'm not so familiar with, but Syndicate and Chimera. So it's always Syndicate in Group C there, and Chimera. Yeah, Omen is an interesting one. Omen's up and down. I think that they're one of the main two German teams. You have Omen and you have Greyhounds. And Omen, I know the commander pretty well, Flo, from his weeklies that he does with SLB and Greyhounds, and they have a fairly competitive group of people. I haven't really seen them in action. So if we continue to cast Group B, it'll be interesting to see the changes that they've made ahead of the the changes with the meta and stuff like that, and the changes with the teams.
Yeah, sure. I mean, but it surprised me because, I mean, not that I've been following it as close as I've done in the past, but I just knew that Omen was a good team. But I remember Syndicate beating Omen, and Syndicate is in the C. So if Omen is competing, and I wonder who they play. I'll have to check the Discord and find out who they're playing.
I think Group B is arguably the most interesting group. Obviously WTH, ESPT, MS, Greyhounds. It's going to be interesting. MS obviously are the new team out of those three, right? Out of those four teams, right? So it's going to be interesting to see their impact on those. If they can dethrone either WTH or ESPT, who have
I've got some really bad news for you, Mono. I don't know if you've been. I recently heard that WTH pulled out of the tournament, so there's only going to be 3.
Oh, they did. I did not know. I was not aware of that.
Yeah,
I know that they took a game. They took a 5-0. I thought that they had a problem like fielding players. So that's going to open up Group A.
Yeah, I don't know the real story. I mean, I'm sure there's some truth. I mean, you would think a WTH is never going to have a problem fielding 50. The reason why they backed out, I'm not sure. But I'm sure people that are a little closer to the scene could tell us. But it's very shocking that I don't think I've ever seen WTH forfeit a match ever. And that's...
Yeah.
Ever.
That's why, yeah. So I saw on the scoreboard before we loaded up. I saw that they were 0-3. I thought that one might have been a typo or something, but interesting. Yeah. ESPT Greyhounds, I've cast them a couple of times. The Greyhounds are so good at the mute grind, but that's also interesting. MS's strength, I think, lies in the pool of players that they have been able to pull from teams that have disbanded. But they are a very, very new team.
They are a motley crew of some of the best shooters. It's just, for me, it's always going to be, can they get their...
It's the synergy.
Right.
It's the synergy.
Can they get their synergy? Can they get the teamwork together? Because we know they got the shooters. They got the skilled players. It's just, can you beat a team like an Esprit that's been playing for 2+ years with the same guys? And, I mean, they're just so good at macro, and Infantry's, I'm going to say they're the best shooters in the game.
Infantry's like 0.1% of top shooters in the game, yeah.
So
yeah, that's what Esprit do, or ESPT do. So is they have the top shooters and they have the synergy, and that has just been in the past year, has been something that a lot of these top teams have tried to emulate in the best way that they can.
Indeed.
But yeah, so it's only 3 teams in Group A, right?
Correct.
At the moment?
Correct.
Okay.
So.
But yeah, out of those, like I think Group B is set to have some fireworks. I think there's set to be some upsets. I'm looking forward to week 2. I don't know about you, but
for sure.
But that left me that game left me wanting more for sure.
Indeed, man. We're gonna have to run this back next week. Hopefully, we
over my end,
get,
maybe.
Yeah, I would love to come over and do you, man. And oh my God. Pause.
Well, steady.
Pause.
Buy me a drink first, Get me a Garrison up first. Yeah.
Build me some notes. Yeah,
exactly.
But for real, dude, I'll jump on yours and. Oh my God,
this was a blast. Thank you for having me. It was great.
Plug your channel. When do you stream, dude? You're almost full-time streamer, man. Let me stop talking, because the more I talk, the more trouble I get in. Jesus.
Oh yeah, it's getting late. It's probably about time to stop talking.
I'm not drinking, but I might need to start. Jesus.
I'm definitely gonna need to start after that. No, a pleasure, Gadarian. Thank you for having me.
Indeed, pleasure having you with the.
Hopefully next time we'll catch you over on. So it's mono Twitch. Hopefully we'll have you over.
Hell yeah.
Some stage later on in the HCA in the weeks to come.
Oh, thank you very much, sir, and that'll about wrap it up for me. It's Mono. Don't forget to check him out on Twitch, and we'll definitely catch you sometime soon. You guys take care. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Enjoy the rest of your
Sunday,
afternoon.
boys.
Whatever it is you're gonna do, go buy a drink. Take care. Oh my God. End this stream.